little gay boys are like playing with Barbies and like putting t-shirts on their hair to mimic having long hair and like wearing their mom's clothes. This one was fucking watching monster truck videos.
I was like, Sunday, like as a 3-year-old.
What?
Hey guys, it's Xavier.
And Candace.
And I'm doing Vocal Fry. We are
Soul Talk.
And today we are going to be talking about why we hate
teaching in Korea.
Sunday. Does no one remember that but me?
No, I remember, but like, why do you remember? I feel like that was before his time.
I loved monster trucks.
Oh my god.
Anyway, the point is teaching. So why did you hate teaching in Korea?
Oh god, where do we start? One of my biggest issues with teaching in Korea is that in the particular schools that I worked in, hagwons, which were the after-school academies, I never felt like a real teacher. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I didn't feel like a teacher. I felt like a babysitter because at the rate that these children were expected to learn English and the rate that I was expected to deliver it to them, it was just impossible. And it still is today. I've talked to some of my girlfriends who are still teaching and they're like, it's still the same shit. Like, you literally have a day to teach children proper nouns versus common nouns. And then the next day, you're on to verbs. And the next day, you're on to prepositions. And the next day, it's like no one learns like that. Children don't learn like that. There's no way you can teach even an adult something in one day and expect them to get it for the rest of their lives. And everything was about finishing the book, right? And I just hated that. It took the joy out of it.
Okay, I'm going to be the devil's advocate and say, how is that different than standardized testing in America?
So,
discuss.
I have to teach for the SEOUL, towards the SEOUL, but my thing is that I'm not expecting my students, and neither are the parents or the administrators or anyone expecting them to learn a concept in a day. It's something that is taught over the course of the school year. It's something that we go back and review. Now, I'm sure a Korean boss would tell you, yes, keep the kids engaged. Think outside the box by all means, but have that book completed by the end of the month. And that's what I didn't like. A 5-year-old needs to learn through play. That's how I feel. Like, they learn from like role play. They learn from talking. They learn from doing. They're not going to learn by, trying to find like the grip in their hand, like trying to like master writing like English letters over and over again. Like, that's crazy. Half of them couldn't even hold a pencil correctly. That's what I had to teach them the first week, is how to hold a pencil. Like, what? Ridiculous. And I tell you, the kids, because my last year teaching, my kids were 5 or 6 years old. So some of them are basically just learning how to speak Korean like fluently and communicate their needs and wants. But the kids who did the best in my school and in my class particularly were the ones who were just outgoing and loved to play and were just playful children. And loved to talk.
Teacher. Yeah. Learning through being like, teacher.
Yes.
What are you wearing? What is that?
Right. I had a student named John. I will never forget John. John could not ask me where the bathroom was first day of school, but wasn't a shocker. By the end of the school year, one full calendar year, this child was asking me, or not asking, telling me, teacher, last night I had a dream about my goldfish, and my goldfish, he's telling me about something that's not even real. Like, he's talking to me the way that a normal 6-year-old would be talking to me in English.
Yeah, to be able to conceptualize
right?
that,
Last night in my dream, my goldfish did this. And
that's amazing.
Right? Like, I could not believe, and I had to actually stop what I was doing and listen to him because I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And everyone knew John was like very intelligent and very smart and gifted, but like, I just was like, whoa, this sounds like my nephew right now.
It's really funny that you bring that up though, because like, it's when you talk about these things, it sounds like you talk as a teacher. Whereas like, I did not have a teaching background. I did not even have like an English background. I went to school for fashion, obviously. Like, that's why I'm wearing green right now, because it looks great with my skin. Beyond that, no. No, honestly, like, it wasn't my passion, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't like it. It wasn't my passion. Like, literally, that's one of the reasons I came to hate it. I was good at it, but because I didn't have a passion for it, I taught through the book. Because it's like, if it wasn't in the book, we're not talking about it. What are you talking about? Are you talking about your snacks right now? Because we are supposed to be talking about this character going through the jungle. I mean, like, no, I wouldn't, like, squash them like that. That's, like, an extreme example. But it's, like, everything for the month was about whatever we were talking about in the book. Have to be able to just focus, like, hone in, and then, like, get everyone else honing in on this one idea. And I think that as a teacher person, that would be really difficult to do. Because it's like, no, I want to be able to, like, expand on this idea of the apple, like, you know, or whatever. Like, I'm talking about the apple. She wants to talk about the apple, but also they can be green or red, or, you know what I mean? It's like there's all of these other kind of things that you kind of want to introduce and present it to them in a fun way. Whereas, like, I was like, no, you have to know that this is an apple, or I'm going to be a little bit upset with you, and you're not going to pass the test. And I saw results. So the thing with me was, like, I didn't bring that experience, so I had to learn, and I learned through the book. And it was limiting. But for me, that was a good thing. But I think for someone like you, where it's like, there's passion there. You know what I mean? There's passion, and there's, like, a want to, like, connect with these kids and teach. Then that's when you run into problems. And then that's when you feel like a babysitter.
Right. I agree. I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
But my thing to, like, play off of your metaphor is
The apple metaphor?
Yeah, the apple metaphor.
It was not good, but let's continue to use it.
But my thing is, yes, I would love for them to know that there's more than one kind of apple, and that you can eat the apple this way, and apples come from this, and this is what, you know, like, I want them to know about the apple. But my thing is, in the hagwon system, I talk about the apple today, and I talk about all the uses of the apple and the types of apple, but I'm not going to talk about the apple again from this point on until it's test time. And I'm going to be mad at you when you don't remember anything about the apple from last week, even though we only talked about it once.
You had shit books.
Though maybe that was the issue. I think it was just because it was too much. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we had phonics, we had grammar, like, we had vocabulary, like, we had books catered to all of that, and they were good books. It's so much of the class time got ate just because of classroom management, because they're literally children, that I didn't have, the time just went by too quickly, and it wasn't enough time to actually focus on it. You know what I mean?
And you were teaching kindergartners.
Yeah. And it's like,
that's
I can
different.
give
See,
you...
my kids went to school, and then they went to me.
I also taught kids like that, but it was a lot more pressure with the kindergarten kids, because the parents expected more.
And that is a thing you should look for when you think about teaching in Korea. If you look at a job and you ask, am I going to be teaching kindergarten kids? Because the system is, when they go to kindergarten, that is their school. That's school. So even if it's half day, that is school. They come at 8 or 9, and they're there until, like, 1. But it's like, the mothers expect a lot from this experience at school. It's school. It's not, it's like you going to kindergarten, half day kindergarten when you were 5 years old. Or, like, preschool.
But I was going to say they're preschool age.
They're preschool age, and, like, the system is just different, but it's basically half-day preschool. And so I think a lot of that is, like, do research on your academy that you're applying to or interviewing with. Ask questions.
Yeah.
Ask a million questions. And if you're done asking questions, ask 10 more. What age range, what time am I coming to work? What does my apartment look like? You should be discerning, and you should put yourself in a position where, like, they know that you're gonna ask questions.
Yes. And little pro tip, ask to
that needs to be like,
right. Ask to speak to the teacher you are replacing, if at all
possible.
possible.
That's a great idea.
Because what's going to happen is you're going to call the school, you're going to have the interview with either the principal or the highest ranking English speaking person, and then they're going to tell you all this stuff. They're going to be like, oh yeah, school's great, blah, blah, blah. And then they're going to be like, oh, you can talk to the head teacher. The head teacher is going to be someone that's been there for years and they have really no intention of leaving. They're going to know all the faults of the school. They're going to know all the shitty things, but they're also smart enough not to disclose you that information. So you're going to talk to them and you're going to be sold because you're going to think, oh, wow, okay, it's a foreign person. Cool. Yeah. Like they have my best interest at heart. No, try to talk to the person you are replacing. And if they're very about you doing that, to me, that's a little bit of a red flag. It's not a huge one, but it is a little bit concerning because that person has nothing to lose.
If you go in with a grain of salt, knowing that like you might not be the best or the best teacher ever or really love it, that's okay. But try your hardest for sure. Try to love it. Try to love it for sure. Also think about whether or not you're like a kid person.
I think that's almost the biggest part of it because like I said, some people get a little bit stressed because they're like, oh, I don't have teaching experience or I don't have a teaching license or a teaching degree. I don't have the TEFL certificates, any of that. It's not really necessary. It's just, again, do you like children? Can you be a good communicator? Are you high energy? Those are the things that they're looking for. Because again, many schools, and I won't say all schools because I've heard it's very different at some schools, but in my experience at the schools I worked at, they kind of give you everything. They give you the curriculum. I think once you get into the more like fancy hagwons and when you get to international schools, you might be a little bit more expected to develop your own curriculum or at least your own lesson plans. But I still say the most important thing is being that high energy, personable teacher that loves being around kids and loves talking to kids. Because the important thing is, do the kids like you? The parents are going to ask, do you like your teacher? Yeah. Because if the kid's not having fun, if they don't like coming to Hagwon, mommy and daddy are not going to spend $2,000 every month to send them there.
Okay, my Hagwon was not that expensive.
Mine was.
A lot of your own joy comes from liking kids. And I just said I didn't like kids, but I like kids enough to like find them extremely adorable and like create connections with them. You know what I mean? Like they would bring me joy on a daily basis. They would like piss me the fuck off. They would come in, not know their shit. Not, teacher, I don't know. There's a quiz today. We've had a quiz every Friday for consecutive 77 weeks. So I don't know what you're talking about right now. But, and then there would, you know what I mean? Another kid would turn around and be like, here's a snack. Or, you know what I mean? Like, how's your day, teacher? And then the next day, that same kid that made me upset is like being adorable. You know what I mean? So it's like, and there are kids that like, I remember there was this little boy named Sun. And he had an older brother named Gabriel. Gabriel was extremely personable and Sun was just adorable. And they would come up to me like, teacher. Because there was no boys. There was not a lot of boy teachers. So like sometimes like those boys are like, you know, you. Like, it's just like, it's, you know what I mean? It's like they connect with you because it's like, but you know what I mean? Like, you're like my dad, you're gonna be fun. You know what I mean? It's like, but like dad's fun. Maybe this guy, you know what I mean? Maybe this big dude will be fun. He's like similar to my dad.
This big muscular man, maybe he'll be fun like my dad.
That's not what I said.
This big
whatever.
Dude.
No, but like tall. Anyway.
Oh.
But you know what I mean? It's like they can relate. You know what I mean? They could relate with me because it's like, oh, you're a boy. You know what I mean?
No,
so it's,
I don't. But okay.
But the girls would like be like, Mom 2.0.
Just darker.
Mom when she, you know, kisses you goodnight in the dark. Whatever. Make it work. I don't know. But you know what I mean? It's like that's where you get those connections. And that, first of all, got me through the experience, the 2 years of teaching. It seems like longer.
Years. Oh my God.
It seems like longer.
Y'all, I have been working with children since I was 12. Like, I've been a tutor working with children since I was 12. It has been an 18-year career. OMG.
That's horrible.
It was my first job. Ooh. My jobs have always revolved around working with kids, though.
The point is, if you like kids and are passionate about teaching, Korea is a great experience for you.
Yes.
It's a way for you to make sure that you are like into teaching at all. Because you're not following a career path specifically. You could like transfer into something else or grow into something else. But it's a way for you to be like, okay, wait, I'm thinking about being a teacher. What if I hate it? Go to Korea.
True.
Have an incredible experience, live abroad. Tell your kids about it when you're 50.
Yeah.
Don't learn Korean, just spend a year, whatever.
But I would say if you have any questions about this, because I feel like I still, again, teacher for 7 years in this country.
We have so many stories.
So many stories. So if you want questions, again, no, if you want questions. If you want answers to questions.
If you want questions
to answers.
Look for them.
Right.
If you want answers, ask for them. You know?
About, how to find a good hagwon, about what to look for, about how, just to teach. And maybe that's a bit broad, but like what you can expect with teaching in Korea, ways to relate to your kid, like anything that has to do with the process. If you want to know like how much you should be getting paid, maybe you're not comfortable with knowing like, is this good? Is this bad? I don't know.
I think the pay wages have gotten worse.
They have. Keep that in mind.
I think it like peaked like almost around. Oh, really?
Maybe.
Also, I look great in this top.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please comment down below if you have any questions or any comments about your experiences teaching in Korea. Anything else you'd like to add, mister?
If you think I look great in this top, comment below.
All right, please go back and watch my 6x30 challenge. I'm also doing a new challenge now. The name is down here.
Not a new challenge. I'm just doing a new like cute thing.
Yeah.
It's right here. So, thank you guys for watching. This has been Candace.
And Xavier.
Bye.